Hey kids, it's Anglin I want to talk before the video gets started, and I know, duh, you just started a video. But it's a little disclaimer. First of all, Chef Jack had nothing to do with this. This is all my thoughts. Second of all, I lose my temper big time in this video, so it's not my best side, but it's honest. A lot of things, I read the article at the end as I'm filming the video, so everything's fresh and it's raw. And I also talk about the events of #milkshake and the day, the whole day. It's not just an instance. So keep that in mind. Also, if you don't want to basically hear a fat man enraged for about 20 minutes, this one might not be for you. But I just wanted to be honest with you guys and tell you right up front so you don't get invested in anything that you might find unpleasant. Anyway, hope you do enjoy. Hey gang, it's Anglin here. Now everybody and their brother has chimed in about #MakeMineMilkshake, which is a stupid freaking made up thing. I was there that night. Now I watched Micah Curtis today. Today at the time of this recording. It was in the morning. And he made a good point, but he was really acting with only half of the information. You know, he made the good point that we shouldn't have jumped into the fray because we gave them ammo. And I think he's right about that. Because let's get something straight. We do not have the numbers to win this war. If that's what you want to call it. Fight, war, battle, whatever. But if we do go to war with them, we don't have the numbers. We definitely don't have the communication. Yes, we are very together on things. We are very united in YouTube and in the Twitter feeds. But they've got Marvel Comics. And because nobody wants to be the bad guy, and it's more fun to post a photo on the thing saying, hey, I love women, here's the thing, when that's not even the conversation. They have the power more than we do. So yes, we give them ammunition when we do this. However, also, I believe that, and this is where Micah didn't quite get it, we were attacked for asking questions. I mean, it's not like we went over and went, bitch, please, smacked them and forced information out of them. A lot of times we were attacked just for asking an innocuous question. There's somebody I met on Twitter now. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, which is really kind of sad because earlier I was like, dude, because he made a video, and I said, dude, you didn't mention me. I had your back. I should look it up. Crumple Point, that was what it was. Anyway, yeah, we ended up, I met this guy just by asking a question that was put to him, but nobody answered, and there was a lot of that going on. Anytime any one of us would ask a direct and reasonable question, we were called racist, sexist. You know the drill. I mean, there are no answers. 2 days later, I had somebody say, oh, well, the irony that you put the term I love comics in your name when you obviously don't. I asked them, back it up. Prove that to me, please. I didn't say that part. All I said was back it up, but that was my thinking. Prove it, please. I mean, you said it, so put some thought into what you're saying. And it was just insult after insult all day long. Even before all of this happened, I was talking to Busig there, however you say his name, and he said he posted something about Duncan. Now, first I talked to him because he says, I can't do anything. They're voting. You know, he didn't say what it was. He says, I can't do anything. I literally can't move because I'm so scared tonight. And I said, are you serious? Now, I thought he was talking about the whole Trump and the transsexuals in the army thing, but no, he's talking about the vote for the healthcare. And so I said, well, you're a freaking writer and you've got an audience. You know, write a comic. Get out, you know, do something. This is a call to action for you. You know, people can have different politics from me. I don't care about that. But I'm thinking, why would you be so scared as to immobility? Go, do something. And he got so freaking pissed at me. And he said, I am not a push-button writer. I'm not going to do what you demand. I'm not... Like you can demand on Twitter. What am I going to do on freaking Twitter? I'm in freaking Florida. Wherever he is, I have no idea. And then finally, I said, okay, you know, this was supposed to be a rallying talk and it went wrong. You know, and I said, I've got to go, bye. And I heard about this, so out of curiosity, I clicked on his Twitter feed and saw that he said, I just talked to a man who said that comic book writers should make the law. Yeah, I never said that, boss. Not even once. But that's the thing, they're making shit up. Again, Kurt Busiek writes a story about an article about Dunkirk. Apparently a church said something along the lines of, you know, they wouldn't retreat. They wouldn't, I saw the movie, but it was boring as shit. I barely paid attention. But they said they would retreat and they would regroup. They would strengthen themselves against what they found to be against their religion. Now, whether you disagree or not, okay, that's fine. But one thing they never said was, we want to wipe transsexuals out of existence. But Kurt Busiek had posted that that was exactly what they said. They want to deny the existence of. Now, this was my fault. I posted some. Well, Kurt Busiek went full retard, and I posted his tweet and the thing, and I got blocked. And okay, I can understand. I called the man a retard. You know, that was my fault. I lost my temper. Shouldn't have. I do that. I'm human. But that's the way it's been. It's been going like that for quite a while. I mean, you know, when you try to talk to them, you get nailed. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, on this part, this is my fault also, or at least somewhat. I am looking for a fight at this point because at this point it's been about 8 hours, it felt like, 10, 12, 45 hours in the day of just being knocked over the head about how sexist and racist I am for wanting, at least if you're going to put politics in them, make it subtle. You know, don't call me a racist because I don't agree with you, that kind of thing. So when I saw Ron Mars's tweet here, I was ready for a fight. Not only that, but I just wanted to, because this thing also, this kind of shit makes me mad beyond, because I have daughters. And this is the most backhanded sexist shit where he gets to get away with it. But me asking about, well, why don't you draw a feminine hero and make her strong anyway, makes me sexist. And that is some sexist shit what he wrote right here. Because more women in comics is the best thing to ever happen to comics. Now, once again, looking for a fight. I'm not going to let myself off the hook. Oh, sorry, I missed his other one. Also, hashtag make my milkshake, because the world you pathetic troll boys want is already gone. You're just too stupid to realize it. So once again, like I said, I'm looking for a fight. I ask him a question. Why, and this is a legitimate question, what makes more women better than more qualified of any? Your statement, just asking for clarification. He says more creativity, more, I'm sorry, I can't read this on the thing, more points of view, bigger audience. It's not a blanket statement, it's an obvious statement. To which I respond, so a woman, by being a woman, is more creative. See, I believe that's a sexist statement because what he said was all women. He wasn't saying the best. Like I said, he's not saying the best of this or the best of that, best writer. It doesn't. If the best writer is a woman, good. Hire her. But I will tell you what, you are a sexist if you think all women are good. Just the same as you're a sexist if you think all women are bad, because the central theme to those messages is all women are the same. Apparently, I thought I had the rest of that conversation. I don't, so I'm going to stop it there because I'm not going to say, hey, he said this without, you know, having proof. I know I've already done that with a couple of them, but I'm showing that there was an actual confrontation, and I don't want to be completely one-sided. I did post the Kurt Busiek thing, and he blocked me, but, you know, I know some people had seen it before he blocked me. So instead, let's talk about this little exercise in patience and inclusion. This little sweetmeat calls this article, Marvel and DC need to join the fight against toxic fan culture. And I actually believe that is the perfect title to go with this picture because the people in this picture are toxic. They brought hate to the geek culture. And you can tell I'm a little bit passionate about what's going on. When I first started, when I realized what I wanted this channel to be, I made a video. I called it The Feminist SJW, A Misconception of Diversity in Comics. In that video, I say to the SJW crowd, please come in, you're welcome, but just leave your hatred, leave your racism, leave your sexism behind, because it is not welcome here. And I showed pictures of the conventions, about how everybody comes together, about how geek culture has been the land of inclusion. Well, I was wrong. The SJWs are here, and they're in full force hate. On Friday, Marvel editor Heather Antos, who works on many of the Star Wars titles, including Poe Dameron, posted an adorable picture on Twitter, a selfie with a few other Marvel employees, all ladies, enjoying some milkshakes. Yes, she did. And some of them are cute. Comic culture can be very toxic. No, it can't. No, SJW culture is toxic, because immediately it says you are a victim. That is your oppressor. No one and nowhere can you mix unless people call you a victim. Guess what, ladies? You're not a victim. You have choice. You have freedom. Do what you want. Make good characters, but write them well. That's all we ask. It was fully on display in the responses, both public and via DM. First of all, no, it wasn't. These guys retweeted. So somebody actually looked at their retweet to find out that they said this. So it wasn't like it was visible. I looked up and down. I asked so many people, show me the offensive tweets. It took an entire day and a half before Bleeding Cool came out with the tweets. And it was a retweet. Not that that forgives it, but it was a retweet. It wasn't like it was on display. And I'm sorry, she herself said she won't show anybody those DMs. So I'm sorry, if you don't show them, they don't exist. We cannot include them. If they're not put out for evidence, they can't be in court. And if she showed these DMs and they were as toxic as she said, diversity, Captain Cummings, myself, Doug, everybody in our little circle here, we would have went after them. Frugal for damn sure. You know, we would not have asked questions like, hey, where are the DMs, which got us called sexist. Just asking, well, can we see proof? You must be sexist. We would have stood up for her. We've got kids. I've got daughters. Twitter users accused Antos of being a fake geek. No, Twitter user accused her. Just one. That was all. Who hasn't worked on any comics before, despite the fact that Antos has been in the industry for 4 years. She has. So, you know, and she has been on some comics, so, you know. And Gwynpool's not bad. Others accused Antos and the others in the photograph of infecting and ruining Marvel Comics and held her singly accountable for Marvel's plummeting sales. Nobody held her singularly accountable. Antos spoke out about the terrible treatment she'd received as a result of the posting the picture. All she said was she woke up to some DMs. That's it. And some tweets, and obviously the tweet was the retweet, and the DMs were never shown. So, I'm sorry, guys. Lie. Until we see the DMs, in which case, like I said, we will back her up. It comes off as a lie. Also, even the offending tweets were not tweeted at her. Once again, these guys retweeted themselves and then just acted like jerks amongst themselves. Nothing was tweeted at her until after the shitstorm started. And then she goes talking about Mockingbird writer Chelsea Cain publicly quit Twitter after a coordinated harassment campaign over the cover of an issue. Yeah, people hated it. People do not like the forced politics, guys. And mind you, a lot of us, not all, say forced before politics. Allow me to explain. The Green Arrow has been established for 40 years now as an incredibly liberal character. And this has been characterized. I mean, it's established, like I said. He will most likely react like an SJW, and it is more palatable to hear from him than other characters because it's been established for a long, long time. This is Iceman. For 50 years, he was a little bit of a player, somewhat of a, he had his girlfriends. And then, was it this year or last year? The writer had Jean Grey do some conversion therapy on him, and poof, he's gay. There you go. That's forced. Those who believe women have a place in comics, that's everybody, except for SJWs, and have always had a place in comics, that's everybody, except for SJWs, because remember, comic books were not for women until 2017. Began tweeting Antos pictures of milkshakes as a solidarity move along with the hashtag Make Mine Milkshake, a play on Make Mine Marvel, the tagline for the comic company's soft relaunch coming in August. Holy shit, is anybody else kind of ticked off they're taking Make Mine Marvel from the Stan the Man Lee to go with this freaking legacy? I mean, that's what it is. It's not a freaking relaunch, dumbass. God damn it. It may seem like a small move, but this shows support from Comics Giant's official Twitter account is a welcome one. Yeah, okay. Nothing wrong with saying, hey, we believe in you. Back in October, Marvel editor-in-chief Alexis Alonso addressed the Chelsea Cain harassment situation via a tweet expressing support for diverse characters and creators. For some, it wasn't enough, and for trolls, it was a bridge too far. No! Because we don't care about diverse characters. Nobody will get that through their head. You can say, hey, I love Kamala Khan, and they'll tell you you hate Muslims. Because if you did truly love Muslims, you wouldn't have brought up that you like Kamala Khan. It would have just been implied. Geek media has a harassment and misogyny problem. Only the reporting from SYFY, apparently, or the SJW community. That much isn't breaking news. Not that the SJW community has a harassment and misogyny problem, but how companies deal with these toxic fans is much interest. Often, DC and Marvel will issue general statements of support for diversity. However, they continue to court or at least actively try not engage the group they consider their core audience. The entrenched fanboys who see comics as their domain. Yeah, you have no fucking clue what you're talking about, lady. And who refuse to acknowledge that women, POC, and LGBT always had a place in comics. Yeah, nobody's denying that. Not one fucking person except for you and the SJW hate crowd. But this audience isn't what's keeping these companies afloat anymore. As more and more women explore the comics landscape, Marvel and DC are trying to capture more of these readers and market to them. To be honest, they still haven't figured that out. Marvel has had some very public missteps recently, from their incredibly unpopular Hydra Captain America storyline to canceling Black Panther spin-off series before it arrived in trade. That's probably the smartest thing they did considering sales. When most women and readers from marginalized communities, you are the one that are marginalized them. That's it. You're the one that are doing that, not us. We love strong women. We don't marginalize anyone. We're not looking at them and going, you're a victim. You are. Many female readers who were once huge fans of Marvel have stepped back entirely from the company. It's not going to be easy to regain these readers' trust. She's got the right ta-ta, but the wrong ho-ho. I'm telling you right here, she is talking about us, but mentioning them. One way they can is to publicly and loudly disavow these kind of targeted harassment campaigns. It was not a campaign, kids. You guys targeted us. The toxicity that resulted in Antos trolling is terrible. Yes, it was. But if companies stand up against this type of fan, it's the creators, they will increasingly push them to the fringes. Right now, these trolls believe that their opinions matter and that comics belong to them. The vast majority of people involved in creating and reading comics disagree. Sorry, the numbers show that they don't. But this toxic group is given disproportionate powers by the companies who will publish the comics. Bullshit! Did you see what's going on? Like I said, we do not have the power. Marvel has the power. Right now, Marvel is being run by Tom Brevoort and Axel Alonso. And I said his name properly that time because I want everybody to know. They are the ones that have the power. They're the ones that got the numbers. We don't. That is flat out the truth, kids. The problem is that these companies want to bring in all the new dollars they can while not alienating existing customers. That's what we've been saying. Even if they harbor misogynist and racist worldviews. We know they harbor misogynist and racist worldviews. We're trying to ask them to stop. We're saying, Tom, stop being sexist, stop being racist. Nick, stop being racist. It's certainly been disappointing for marginalized readers. Thank you. Thank you for being on our side for once, especially while much of the diversity they were throwing at us was still written and drawn by white men. Oh my gosh, those evil fucking white men. You are a racist bitch. But things are changing in comics. Women are reading the medium in larger and larger numbers while all this misogyny is going on. If you give us authentic stories, yeah, try an authentic story. I got a news for you. Gabrielle Rivera, who's a lesbian, thinks that gay people sit around and talk about being lesbians all day, like they have no other interest. Well, maybe if you're an activist. Maybe if you have no other thing in your life. But I'm sorry, there are interests outside of it. My daughter's gay. I see it. Her friends, they don't just sit around talking about, well, I'm gay. You're gay? Yeah, you're still gay? Oh, wait, no. I'm not feeling, oh, I'm back. I'm gay again. They don't sit around and talk about it all the time. If you make it clear that you value diversity as more than a marketing strategy, and if you make a concerted effort to reach out to newer readers, we will come in droves. Women and the people that we marginalize with our SJW thoughts and beliefs, we're just itching to be catered to. And we will bring our dollars to the table. Well, thank you for speaking for everybody. That's very good. That's very good. It's gratifying to see that the official Marvel account tweeted in support of Antos with the Make Mine Milkshake hashtag, but that's just the first step. Here come her demands. Let's see more female editors at Marvel. Let's see more lady creators writing and drawing Marvel comics. How about let's see the right? How about let's see the best? We don't need more. We need the most qualified of anything. To change comics culture, it has to happen from within, and it has been. Companies like Marvel and DC. DC has been doing their business good. Sure, occasionally something slips through. DC is not a part of this, woman, so step the back from them and don't spread the toxicity that Marvel has been spreading, since we like to use that word. It's time for these comic companies to take a stand against this type of harassment. You mean the type that Heather Antos and her crew has spread? All she did was tweet a picture of her and her fellow Lady Marvel employees enjoying milkshakes, and I agree. Those kids were wrong, but they were not everybody. It's not a freaking broad brush of the industry. It's not a freaking broad brush of the fandom like this bitch is. And there you go. She goes on to say blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And that's it. And I am livid. I really am. And one of the reasons why I'm livid is because she is racist and she is sexist. And we're the ones that are getting nailed for it. That the SJW crowd has finally invaded and brought hatred into the geek culture. The most safe space you could ever have if you're into safe spaces. And it's here now. It is. One point that Micah Curtis made today that I think he was dead on. I mean, you know, I got a little mad because obviously he was dealing with only half the information. But one thing he was absolutely right about was that this is going to make them double down because of all the wagon jumpers. They didn't know what the fuck was going on. But there was a huge show of support for them. And now Brevoort and Alexis Alonso, they're going to see this as some sort of vindication. And this is going to go on a hell of a lot longer. And the only thing I can say is the silver lining is more America videos. Anyway, I'm damn tired. This is like, what, 20 minutes of me yelling and screaming. I'm going to put something at the beginning, and if there isn't something, you can verbally slap me for it. You know the drill. You know, like, subscribe, yell at me in the comments for being so angry and losing my shit. You know, hit the notification bell. I try to be nice on this channel. I really do, and I try to post some positive messages and such, but this one just got to me. I'm human, you know, have all the same emotions, and I'm not going to change anything on this. I don't know how much editing I'm going to do to it either. Just put it out there. It's a rant. So every pause is even an emotion. Just keep that in there. Anywho, thanks for watching. Oh yeah, it's Kirby month. We had the If I Wrote Fantastic Four already, but we lost the file, so Chef Jack is working on it again. At the Patreon page, the first Jack Kirby comic book review is up. It's a quicker review than what I normally do, but still entertaining, and it's definitely a good book to check it out. So links in the description below, and once again, guys, thank you very, very much for watching.